Hello, boys and girls. It is Miss Olvera. So we are week 5. Today is day 2. So I will be reading chapters 3 and 4 of Miss Klute is a Hoot. Now remember, Miss Klute is not a person. Miss Klute is a dog, a therapy dog. And she is there in the classroom being read to. So we are going to continue. So remember, I read chapters 1 and 2 yesterday, which was Monday. So make sure that you watch that video first, and then you can watch this video. Okay? So let's get started. My little bookmark, my little post-it that I use. Okay, so let's get started. So this is chapter 3. It is called The Magical Teacher's Lounge. It says, Mr. Mackey said he had to leave because he needed to bring Miss Klute to the other classes. But the next day, after we finished math, he poked his head into our doorway again. Miss Klute is here, everyone yelled when we saw her. Hooray! Would you like to read her a story? Mr. Mackey asked. Yeah, yelled all the girls. Yeah, yelled all the boys. Mr. Granite told us that he would be in the teacher's lounge for a while. I think I want to be a teacher when I grow up. That way I can go hang out in the teacher's lounge all day and get foot massages. Is it true that the teacher's lounge has a mini bar filled with candy? Michael asked Mr. Granite before he left. I heard that in the teacher's lounge they have servants on roller skates who feed you grapes and give you back rubs, said Ryan. Look, they're feeding him grapes with some back rubs. I would like that. That's true, Mr. Granite told us, and there are $100 bills scattered all over the floor, too. You can just scoop them up and you can keep them. Wow, we all said, which is Mom upside down. What do you do with the $100 bills? I asked Mr. Granite. We use them for toilet paper, he told us. Ew, disgusting. I think Mr. Granite was yanking our chain. Nobody would ever use $100 bills for toilet paper. You would use $1 bills. Mr. Mackey sat on the rug in the corner with Miss Klute, and we all gathered around them. Mr. Mackey, he had a book called Uncle Willie and the Soup Kitchen. It was about a guy named Uncle Willie who worked in a soup kitchen. So, it has the perfect name to it. Mr. Mackey, he read the first sentence in the book, and then he passed the book over to Andrea. She read a sentence, and then she passed the book over to Ryan. And then he read a sentence, and then he passed over the book to Michael. And then each of us got a chance to read part of the story. It was pretty cool. No matter who was reading, Miss Klute, she just sat and she listened. Sometimes she would stare at the kid who was reading. It looked like she was really following the story. Other times, she would curl up like in a ball, and she rested her giant head on somebody's leg. While one of us was reading, the rest of us would pet Miss Klute's ears, hold her paws, and feed her Cheerios. Sometimes kids grabbed her too hard or even pinched her. But Miss Klute, she never barked or snapped or growled. She didn't even care what we did to her. Mr. Mackey was right about one thing. It's more fun to read when you're reading to a dog. Some of us, we made mistakes, but nobody laughed. Certainly not Miss Klute. Dogs never make fun of you when you make mistakes. After we finished the story, Mr. Mackey said he and Miss Klute had to go read with another class. No, don't go, everyone yelled. We want to read another story to Miss Klute. Boo. Please, 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 please don't go, I begged. If you ever want something really badly, you just have to say please over and over again. That's the first rule of being a kid. Please, 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 please. If you say that, it'll help. I thought you hated reading out loud, AJ, said Mr. Mackey. I do, I told him, but reading is more fun when you read to Miss Klute. Please, please, please. Well, as a reading specialist, I can't resist that, he said. Okay, we can read one more story to Miss Klute. Yay! Everyone yelled. I tell you, it works every time. Look, please, 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 please. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 3. We are going to chapter 4 now, and it's called A Real Celebrity. Celebrity is what? Someone who is famous for something, right? Okay, so a real celebrity. After a few days, nobody was afraid of Miss Klute anymore. Not even Emily, and she's afraid of everything. Our principal, Mr. Klutz, said that Miss Klute had become part of the elementary school faculty. No, family. She came to school every day, and when she wasn't having kids read to her, her job was hall patrol. That meant that she would walk up and down the hallway. Sometimes she would pop her head into a class. Miss Klute was like a real celebrity at school. We asked Mr. Mackey if we could have her autograph. So he copied a bunch of paw prints and he passed them around to everyone. He also trained Miss Klute to do a cool trick. When we came into the front door in the morning, she was waiting for us. And if you ever waved at her, she would put one paw in the air and move it back and forth. It looked just like she was waving back at you. Wednesday was Funny Hat Day, and somebody gave Miss Klute a pair of antlers to wear. It was hilarious. You could do just about anything to her. She didn't mind. Miss Klute is a hoot. The day after Funny Hat Day was Emily's birthday, and we all had to be nice to her, which was gross. But the best part was that Emily's mom brought in chocolate cupcakes for the whole class, and I love chocolate cupcakes. And my favorite flavor is chocolate, so it's a win-win. I would eat chocolate cupcakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if my mom would let me. There were plenty of extra cupcakes, but Mr. Granite said that we could only have one each. Bummer in the summer. Right after we sang happy birthday to Emily, you'll never believe who walked into the door. Nobody. It would hurt if you walked into a door. I thought we went over that. And look, there's Miss Klute with her antlers. And there they are eating their cupcake. But you'll never believe who walked into the doorway. It was Mr. Mackey and Miss Klute. Hooray! Miss Klute is here, we all shouted. Mr. Mackey was carrying a book called The Fuzzy Little Bunny. We cleared off our desks and went to go sit in the rug in the corner of the class with Miss Klute. I'll be in the teacher's lounge, said Mr. Granite, taking the extra cupcakes with him. Lucky stiff. What could be better than sitting in the greatest place in the world and eating chocolate cupcakes? We were all petting Miss Klute and rubbing her ears. Okay, whose turn is it to start reading? Asked Mr. Mackey. Mine! Everyone shouted. We all wanted to be the first to read because Miss Klute, she usually cuddles up to the first person who reads and then she stays there. I want to read to Miss Klute first, shouted Andrea. You started last time, Neil said. It's my turn. I was absent last time, said Michael. I didn't get to read to Miss Klute at all. That's not our problem, said Ryan. Miss Klute told me she wants me to read to her first, I said, even though that totally wasn't true. She did not, said Alexia. She can't even talk. Well, she was thinking it. Everybody was yelling and shouting and arguing, and I thought there was going to be a riot in there. It's Emily's birthday, Andrea finally said. She should get to read to Miss Klute first. That's a good point, Andrea, Mr. Mackey said. I would like Emily to start our reading. So Mr. Mackey gave Emily The Fuzzy Little Bunny. And she looked at the book for a few seconds, and then she closed it. Why do you think she opened it and then closed it? There were tears in her eyes. What's wrong, Emily? Asked Mr. Mackey. I don't want to read. Well, why not? Because why? Mr. Mackey finally got Emily to tell him why she didn't want to read, and she said it real softly. Because you're here. she whispered. Oh, said Mr. Mackey. Okay, it's Emily's birthday, so I'll leave you kids alone and come back in 15 minutes to see how you're making out. Ew, gross, we all yelled because Mr. Mackey said making out. I'll be in the teacher's lounge, he said. Can I come too? I asked. I want another cupcake. No. No, boys and girls, that's the end of chapter 4. How many of you like cupcakes? I like, let's see, if you have strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, which one would you choose? Do you know which one I would choose? I would probably choose vanilla. But if it was ice cream, I would probably choose strawberry. Okay, so that is the end to chapter 4. Now make sure you tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Tune in tomorrow and watch the video for chapters 5 and 6. Okay, so have an awesome Wednesday, boys and girls. Thank you for watching my video. I'm happy that you're watching them. If you have any questions or if you want to tell Miss Olvera something, you can tell your mom or dad to message me on Class Dojo. I'm on Class Dojo as well. Or you can tell your teacher and your teacher will tell me. Okay? So have an awesome Tuesday, boys and girls. Don't forget to watch tomorrow's video on chapters 5 and 6 of Miss Klute is a Hoot. All right, boys and girls, have an awesome day. Goodbye.